Hi guys, welcome to Stephan Eats, and today and tomorrow we're going to focus on a very important time of the day to eat breakfast. First place, really popular, started in 2012 in Victoria. It has now made its way over to Vancouver. Incredibly popular. Yes, we are going to line up, but hopefully it'll be worth the wait. Let's go wait. Yeah, really cool atmosphere. I would actually recommend coming to the one in Kitsilano. The wait actually was not that long. I think we waited maybe about 15 minutes. We're gonna start with the pork belly for obvious reasons, because look at this perfectly poached egg. And yeah, this is gonna be excellent, of course. Yeah, that joke's been used a lot, but had to do it. So yeah, here is the poached eggs. It's a hollandaise, and then there's some pork belly on the bottom. Their hash browns are really interesting. It's almost like a cake. I think the first thing, obviously, will be this egg that we're just gonna break. Cue sexy music. Oh, look at that pork belly. A little bit of yeah, oh, there you go. So, yeah, lots of egg, some pork belly, and the English muffin on the bottom. I'm incredibly ready to eat this. We woke up early, so we're doing some hard work for you guys. Oh, wow. First thing I taste, that pork belly is very crispy, very melt in your mouth. The egg could be a little bit runnier, but that's fine. It's a very good quality egg, but it's all for me about that hollandaise sauce. I don't know what they did to it, but that was delicious. Really, really good. Look at this pork belly. This is what you want. Look how melty and crispy that pork belly is. Next we have is green eggs and ham. What makes the, I think it's the scrambled eggs or some feta. This biscuit looks pretty scrumptious too. And I think the pesto is what makes the eggs green. I'm just gonna grab a little bit of that scrambled egg there. Look at the interior too. Just full of veggie greenness. And yeah, let's just start off with this. Oh, you can taste the pesto. Right away you taste the pesto. Not too salty. Oh yeah, but very, very creamy. Yeah, it's a very rich pesto and it goes really well with the egg. Look at this ham, wow. Whoa, I'm gonna cut a little bit of that. Oh, look at this glistening. Oh, yes. Oh, good combination. Hot sauce is not, actually yeah, not really spicy, but really good flavor on it. That bacon, yeah, is really meaty, very tender, got a nice amount of fat on it, and not too salty. And then that biscuit, good quality biscuit for sure. My only thing is you can make a hotter hot sauce. I'm not gonna complain. Now this is actually a special. So this is a couple of pancakes. Inside they have some, I think it's, oh yes, here you go. So let me show you the camera here. So it's doused with a little bit of, I think it's pastry cream. Yeah, so there's pastry cream inside. And then just straight up, just a bunch of berries on the top. Oh, there you go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Their syrup is really good. You have a bit of that pastry cream. Oh, that pastry cream is coming out too. Oh, there you go. You get nice thick pancakes. And then you just get a little bit of that acidity, the freshness, the brightness from the fruit. And yeah, overall, really good dish. And yeah, definitely utilize your syrup. Why did the pancake get arrested? He committed unlawful activities. Unlawful? That's terrible. We are in a different area. We're gonna have a completely different type of breakfast. And also, I'm gonna face a food arch nemesis. Let's go. So here we have our dishes. So this first one is omu rice. So the rice is actually really unique because it's rice that's cooked in ketchup. Yeah, so it's rice that's actually cooked in ketchup, and then we got it with this hayashi sauce. And the hayashi sauce is kind of like a gravy mixed with mushrooms, with onions, with ground beef. and just kind of like a super red gravy. Let's go for the omelet, and we're just gonna cut right in the middle of it. And yeah, it's a normal omelet. But yeah, so you have the omelet on top of the rice. Look at that. And the rice, like I said already, is cooked with the ketchup, and of course with this gravy right there. Oh yes, perfect. And of course we're gonna get a little bit of the egg in there too. There you go, perfect. So this will be our bite. Yes, perfect. And I'm gonna sauce it up with a little bit more gravy. Let's put a little bit more in there. Yes, perfect. And here you go. So this will be the first bite of the omu rice. Oh wow, okay. That ketchup comes through right after. There's like a familiar taste to it. And it might be because of the gravy, the ketchup, the egg. It's a little bit sweet, but then it's counterbalanced with the kind of rich gravy, which is also a little bit sweet in itself. But there's definitely like a homey, there's definitely like a homey quality to this. It feels like, even though I've never had this dish before, it feels like I've had this dish before. Now this is like the really traditional Japanese breakfast. I don't think that many people have this anymore, honestly, but it's still really cool to have an option like this in Vancouver. And it's very simple. You normally just have some rice, maybe a piece of fish, some pickled vegetables, and some soup, and you'll have a tofu. Now, I'm gonna look for my arch nemesis, which might be somewhere. Oh yeah, I see my arch nemesis. Yeah, it's in here. Don't worry. I'll show you what I'm talking about very soon. Let's try a little bit of the miso soup to start. Yeah, good miso soup. And then you have more egg, and you have a little bit of fish. And the goal is you just have the rice, you have it all together, and you kind of just mix and match your ingredients. Now, I can tell you one thing. I'm not a fan of this. The ultimate traditional Japanese ingredients. This is called natto. It is pretty much a fermented soybean with like a really kind of funky texture. And you'll see what I mean. Look at this. Well, let's go for the other ingredients too. We have a little bit of this tofu. Oh, and I like the way that breaks apart. That's pretty good. Yeah, very simple. Nice texture. So I'm just gonna start with a little bit of this rice, a little bit of this fish. I think this is grilled salmon. A little bit of the egg, a little bit of color, a little bit of scallion and onion, a little bit of that sauce, and there you go. And then you kind of just mix it together. And then there you go. You have kind of like a bite. So this bite should have pretty much everything on it. Just a nice mix of ingredients. The salmon's pretty well cooked, and I think for me, those veggies for sure, the pickled veggies. I think the time has come to tackle some of this natto. And like I said, it's like a fermented kind of soybean. It's like a little bit bitter, has a little bit of like fermented taste. Not really much saltiness. You know what actually would go really well with it though, would be some pickled vegetables. So let's try a little bit more of it with the pickled vegetables. I have a bit of tofu, and I'm gonna top them off with maybe a little bit of daikon here. I can easily say that it's still not for me, the natto. It kind of tastes like something that comes out of your nose. But overall, it is a very unique ingredient. I can see why people like it. If you grew up with this, I think it's like a homey flavor. It's kind of like French people and stinky cheese. You know, if you weren't growing up in a stinky cheese environment, you won't like it. And hello, and welcome to tomorrow. Today we're gonna hit up two spots, and the first one is I think a breakfast I don't think I've ever had before. And we're gonna go a little bit to Northern Europe. We found a place that actually dishes up some Scandinavian style breakfast. I think it's more like you know, a mix of like Canadian and Scandinavian. Anyways, a place called Scandilicious. Alright, so we got our dishes here, and yeah, one looks really, really exciting. I think we're gonna try the fried chicken first, obviously, yeah, because it's here, and wow, look at the size. You have these two big pieces of fried chicken, you have some syrup. Look at these waffles. Wow, that's a big waffle maker. Look at these giant waffles, and I didn't know it came with some bacon. I think the bacon's a little bit candied, and maybe a sauce on there. Let's get a bit of that chicken. Oh, you know what, I think I might as well do this right away. Yeah, let's get some of this this syrup right on there. Whoa, look at that chicken. Get some of that chicken, some of that waffle. Let's try just this for now. That's a big bite. Oh yeah, that's very satisfying. That's really delicious. Really nicely fried chicken. You get a lot of flavor from the batter. And actually I really like that waffle. It's very airy. I'm gonna try it a little bit with that bacon though. I think they're using thigh meat, which is a very good choice. So using the thigh just ensures you get just a juicier piece of chicken. You have this super thick bacon with some more waffle. Oh, that's really good bacon. Yeah, I'd recommend definitely get their dishes with the bacon. But for me, wow. Yeah, I don't know what I was really expecting from the fried chicken and the waffle here. Considering that I don't think it's really necessarily their specialty. But wow, I'm really impressed. Here's a SMORREBROD. Now, this in terms of presentation, it pales a little bit in comparison to the fried chicken. But it's a very simple dish. And it's a dish that, if done well and just done simply, can be just absolutely delicious. You have the smoked salmon and some capers, and yeah, just gonna squeeze a little bit of lemon on there. So let's put this lemon. There you go. Oh wow, I think it's all about the balance. And what really is surprising for me is that sauce. Yeah. It's kind of like a creamy yogurt sauce, but you get a lot of acidity in there. Maybe some dill, and I guess maybe a bit of yeah, the capers definitely add some brightness to it. But mixed with that creamy salmon, that sauce, which is just underneath. The bread not being toasted, actually for me, is a very good choice. The only thing is, give us a little bit more salmon. One of my favorite movies about bacon. Oh, it's yeah, Hamlet. You know, Hamlet. All right, last place today. A super homey joint, and yeah, hopefully doesn't look very open, but hopefully we will be pleasantly surprised. And this is where the mic absolutely gave up on us. So yeah, I'm gonna try to dub over some of this food. One thing I do want to say is you should definitely check this place out. This place is a hidden gem. We actually didn't even plan to go here originally, and it kind of just came up while we were doing the breakfast video. So anyways, let's get started on these dishes. Some really cool stuff that we ordered, and yeah, most of Malaysian cuisine, yeah, a lot of the stuff is also eaten for breakfast. So a lot of things I eat for lunch and dinner are also done for breakfast, but there are a couple of items that are just typical breakfast foods. Anyways, let's get into it. Okay, so here we go. I am talking about how this place is actually only takeout. So they're only takeout right now. I think they were cash only. I'll have to double check, but do bring your cash just in case. Really cute place. Yeah, there we go. Hello. Roti. We started off with roti canai, obviously. Very crispy, actually. I was very impressed with the bread. Looking at that, looks very crispy, doesn't it? And there you go. Reveal for the curry sauce. And looks a little bit red. But yeah, red means flavor. Look at that flakiness right there. And yeah, it wasn't actually greasy at all. It was very well done, and of course the necessary dip into that curry sauce. And yeah, very it's a little bit liquidy, but trust me, I'm gonna enjoy that bite. And there you go. Oh yeah. I have to do my own reactions. Yeah, honestly, that was one of the better roti canais I've had in Vancouver. That is very solid. And yeah, I don't know what they do to their curry, but they definitely do not hold back on the flavor. So in the words of Guy Fieri, I definitely went to Flavor Town there. This next one here is called lo mi. Now originally this was actually a Hokkien dish from Zhengzhou in China. I have butchered that word, I'm really sorry. And eventually it made its way to other countries, notably Singapore, Malaysia, and Indonesia. They're very thin noodles, if I remember. Yeah, some nice thin noodles. There's some ground pork, there's some barbecue pork. And normally it also has fish cakes and stuff like that, but that noodle texture, wow. And I remember I was just mixing it around, just feeling the firmness of those noodles, and I knew right away it was gonna be a delicious dish. And also the fragrance of that green, chili kind of sauce. And look at those noodles. Wow, that looks really good. I actually might go there today. Just a very, very chewy noodles, not too cooked, just perfectly done. Yeah, I love the noodle texture on that one. The ground pork kind of mixes in and with that chili. And yeah, I think I'm gonna grab a piece of pork. I think I remember this moment. The highlight of this dish were those noodles. And you can tell just my reaction, those noodles were exceptional. And of course mixed in, I think that sauce really made it too. Just a very, very well balanced dish. I was extremely impressed. And I kind of knew from that moment on that I think this was the moment I realized the rest of the food was going to be insanely delicious. Next dish is, I think it was nasi lemak. So yeah, what nasi lemak is pretty much the breakfast item of Malaysia. I think nasi is the rice, if I'm not mistaken. And then you can kind of just mix and match your stuff on the side. Normally it comes with a whole bunch of sambal. And I think I'm gonna try to mix it all together. Yes, beautifully constructed by yours truly. And yeah, the rice in a cone shape, that chicken, oh yes, okay, perfect. Oh, that reaction, yeah, that reaction says everything. Just absolutely delicious, spicy, coconutty, there's a curry kick to it, and I think it was just one of the most flavorful pieces of chicken I've ever had in Vancouver. The egg, it's sambal egg, and actually I wasn't prepared for what was to come. I was expecting it to be just sambal on an egg. What I failed to notice was that it was actually an anchovy sambal. I was expecting it to be very spicy, and it actually wasn't that spicy. The sambal was very mild. What was not mild was that very kind of anchovy, fishy flavor mixed in with those chilies. Very pungent. Yeah, definitely like a fermented fish taste. But goes really well with the chili, and that was really what did it for me. Yeah, when you mix all the items together, like that chicken, that egg, I think there's some salted peanuts in there. You can understand why people love it so much. It's just such a great dish. Next dish is the Sarawak curry laksa. Yeah, this is a very regional type of laksa, actually coming from the region of Sarawak, which is a province, or it's actually a state. And it's the state of Malaysia that's actually found on the island of Borneo. The color of the broth, it looks incredibly red. It almost looks like lava. And look at that, oh man. So we tried to pour it on the side, and I think we did a pretty good job. We didn't ruin the top. And of course, then you see that kind of a creaminess. Yeah, shout out to David. Good job on the filming there. You got all that beautiful pouring in. When I bought this car, it had some holes in it in the back, so I think it was a spoiler. Yeah, it's a very good foodie car because you have, you have chopstick holders now. Once again, very thin noodles, but you can tell by the texture, extremely al dente. Very nice chew on those noodles. And as I bite into it, I will then enjoy this incredible explosion of flavor. And I'm just really happy. I can't wait to try the broth at that point. I just know what's about to come. I'm gonna say this is my favorite laksa in Vancouver now. Wow. And of course you grab just that super spongy tofu, that tofu puff. You just get the really creamy coconut, spicy kind of chili broth. And if you are big into bold spices and flavors, you need to check this place out. This place is delicious. And yeah, the laksa was just so complex. It was probably the most complex laksa I've had in Vancouver. Last dish we have is CHAR KWAY TEOW. I very likely butchered that too. I think they're rice noodles. They're thicker rice noodles that are then, I think, seared in a wok. You can tell by the color. And they loaded this one with meat. They literally just put a hunking chunk or hunking serving of meat on top of there. Yeah, the chew from the noodles, you get the thicker kind of texture from there. Yeah, I like that a lot. You can tell. And what's really delicious about this one is you get that kind of wok heat. You can tell it's been caramelized, especially there's definitely some kind of soy sauce in there. There's a sweetness that comes in. Another very, very solid dish. It is a little bit on the oilier side, this dish, so if I would recommend one thing, I would definitely maybe put some vinegar in there just to add a little bit of counterbalance. Wow, the Malaysian place was absolutely stunning. Very, very small place. It's a bit hard to find. Looks like it's closed, but trust me, it is open. And if you are open to giant, bold flavors, I think maybe the closest to Malaysia you can get in Vancouver. Hopefully you did enjoy some of these breakfasts. We can definitely do other videos. If this video does well, we can definitely do some more types of breakfasts that you can find in Vancouver. Anyways, we're gonna sign off here. If you did enjoy our videos, don't forget to hit the like button. Also hit the subscribe button. If you have anything to say, let us know in the comments. If you do enjoy our videos, definitely hit the bell icon so we can notify you of future videos that are coming up in the future. And anyways, we'll see you very, very soon. Ciao for now.